In this video, we show how a new record is created for the concrete mixing truck daily inspection sample application for built-in Alpha Anywhere. And it assumes that you've seen the video about the app, of what the demo of the app, and that you've seen the video about how the list works, the list in the form, etc. And this just is how the button to create a new record is done. And if we go here and look for the main buttons, you have the form. Let's go to see the app itself. Here we go. And you'll see there's a new button over here. And at any point, so we have these three, but if I hit new, it now says, give me a truck ID. It has the default of new location, which is not really a very good thing, but you can type in here and give it something different. But you're supposed to put one in, whatever it might be, CT something. But you can also do help and do scan. And the scan here, it simulates a scan. And you would have seen a real scan done if you saw the demo. So, and then you can do a save. And if you do a save, then you'll see that now there's a new one that's been added at the bottom, and it's unsynced. So let's see how this works. And here's the new button, and the new button. Make sure that everything's put away, and then does Initialize New Form, and then shows the new record card. So let's look at Initialize New Form. Up here, it's a special function, and basically it gets the date time, the current date time, gets the username, and fills in this object called initial values with person is username, location is the new location, which in our case is going to be the truck ID, observation date with the date value, which it got up here, and then it remembers that in the new record values, and that's stored, and then it takes that value for the truck ID or the location and puts it in new record identifier. Okay, so new record identifier, and to remember, it then switches to the new record card. Here we go. And the new record card has on it, the new record identifier is that text box that you saw under the word truck ID. And so this has the value ready to go. And it tells you to please enter the truck ID, either the keyboard or by scanning with a more, has with a more, and this has a click, and if you click on it, it brings up the long help and overlays it on top of it and scrolls it to the right place. And this basically does that long help that you saw that tells you that you can do a scan. Okay, and then there's a scan button. So at this point we do the scan. And the scan says, if we're not running in PhoneGap, then put up a message saying, hey, not running in PhoneGap. We'll use a simulated value. And the simulated value is CT-this. And we'll set the value to that simulated text as if we had typed in that value. And then we do myforms.got scan of the simulated text to say that that's what I scanned in. But otherwise, we use the barcode scanner, the Cordova plugin's barcode scanner, and this is the way it is. It has the on success and on failure. On success, if it's not canceled, then it sets the value with result.text, and then it does a got scan of what you scanned. So it would have scanned the same thing you would have typed in. So now let's look at got scanned over here, got scan. And now this is static. Here what this does is real simple. It just has some static data. It has an object with this value, this variable value, sorry, this value attribute name, and it has this and this and this and this, all the stuff that goes with it. And the same thing here. So this would be the following fields and the field names that go with it. This in the same order in this list. This is just to make it easy to be able to fill in right and to be useful for what we're going to be using later on when we actually populate the list. And then we put up a message and say, we look up in demo data, we look up the scan value, and if it's not in there, then there's no value and give us an error message. Otherwise, get the new record values and add to it this new data. Okay, so and it has the new record values. We put this, we make a string here that says the following values were set, and it goes through the new data and puts it in the new record values, but also makes a string to tell you what it is, which is where that message came from. Okay, so at this point we got the scan, and it's filled it in. So let's go back to that again. As we saw, we do new. There's more. There's that. There's scan. We're going to do the scan, and now the scan complete. The following values were set. The truck name, the value name, etc. Okay, now we're going to do a save. Let's go look at the save. Cancel just ignores it because we haven't done anything of interest, but a save make sure that the long help is away. It then does a form view new record, which is how you create a new record when you have a form view. And this is a standard thing. And then we have new columns, new values. And then we have the new record values that we've saved away that we just did. And we get the new record identifier, which we've stored that and make sure that location is set to that. And then we make a list of the record values and put them in the right order. The new columns and the new values. There's the record values, and here's in the new record the actual values. So this is the name of the field, and this is the value of the field. Then we do a form view update, which takes the column names and the associated values. This is the way you use this function: the name of the form, the column names, and then the values that go with it. Commit that back, which will now put that back into the list, and we go back to the list panel and get everything all set. Nothing selected. Update these, and that's it. So that basically populates it with values that are done with a lookup. Now, when you modify this with your own stuff, first of all, you're going to probably have different fields, and this stuff that you have here is probably not going to be static data. It's probably going to be something that you get from a database. You probably will want to have cached that on the device. You'll probably want to use the client-side data cache for the structure and have that there, or something similar to that, or have a file that's on the device that you read in, or you put it. There are all sorts of ways of being able to do that, but that's beyond the scope of what I'm doing here. You just have to get it into the simple format of the attribute name and then the list of values that go together with the fields in the right name. This is the field name that is used in the database itself on the list, and this is the display name that we want to display when we put that little message up that says we filled out the following things. So that's it. I hope that this is understandable and helps you understand how to make this work. While we're at it, let's take a look at one other thing, which is that there's a delete button that lets you delete to delete a nine. Let's cancel out of this. If I choose this, I can delete this, and I do that, and it lets me confirm the delete. So let's look over here and see how that works. This deletes the record. So it basically gets puts up the message delete form whatever. It gets that message. This form is, so it tells us is it a new row or not. That's a piece of data that's available in a normal list. Is this this value? This form is new and has not been synced, so delete it immediately when you confirm, because you can do that. Otherwise, this form will be deleted at the next sync. Okay, and then the message is put up. And the message, the delete message, let's look for the delete message. Up here, there's your delete message, which it fills out as you saw. And here's your confirm delete and confirm delete. Says delete row, prompt false, and then goes back to the list. It uses the list object's delete row. And that's how that works. So that takes care of adding and subtracting a row in the list. Thank you very much.